You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, dog days. This is A Bit Too Much.
If I'm surrounded by this podcast on my deathbed, I want people to know that I did not die doing what I loved. You know how people are always
all right, well, if that's the case, if the only way you're going to be happy with your final moments will be high. If you to do what you love, not people you love, that's a different story. To do what you love, well, you're not going to die doing stand-up. Nor is stand-up really that loving, that loving of a partner in back. But what would you die doing what you love? I would imagine that's just what you eat a bunch of shrooms and then.
Yeah, like I would die like walking the dog and smoking a joint. That makes me happy.
Simultaneously, and then you just like so it's not a deathbed situation. You're talking.
I feel like dying in your sleep is the way to do it, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's like you hear those stories of like, or it happens to a lot of people we've known, you know, like you just go to sleep one night, you don't even know it's your last night.
Right.
And then it's just over. You had a heart attack in your sleep.
Yeah. And
then, you know, it's pretty horrifying for your family. Hey, you want, oh shit. You know, it's just that moment where someone's got to find you. That's the worst part about it. But it's not your problem anymore.
That's not my problem.
It's not really your problem. It's just you're just a lump that someone has to dispose of now. That's it. You become. Isn't it crazy how you have all this life and ambitions and everything, and then one day you're just like something someone has to put in a bag.
Yeah,
like you're just shit on the floor,
and there's no plan for it.
No, and
right? Like I don't know what to do when my dog dies.
Yeah,
Me and my wife were talking about it. She's like, so what do we, because our dog's really old.
You have an old dog, yeah.
So she was like, you know, when the day comes, like, what do we even do?
Right.
And I was like, I don't know.
What do we even do? I guess you just pick it up.
Right, but what do you do? Like, we live in a townhouse, so I can't go out back and, like, dig a grave.
No, that's a good point.
But I also feel like throwing her into the dumpster isn't like that feels wrong. Is there somebody you call?
Do you right? It's not like you know. Well, what I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even necessarily know what to do when the person dies either. I mean, you call 911.
You call 911, and then they take care of it.
Yeah, there's no dog 911.
I don't like. Do you call? Like,
there should be a 3-digit dog death number.
Right.
There should be. Yeah. There should be a number that you can call where you go, I think, you know, I don't know. Do you take it to the vet, which seems weird? Hey, vet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because then they dispose of it. Yeah. I guess that's probably what you do.
I was in the vet when my dog had an allergic reaction to vaccines. She's allergic to one of the, you know, my little cute dog, my little cute dachshund.
You get your dog vaccinated, you libtard?
Yeah. I'm not anti-vaxxer for my dog. Only for myself when I'm watching Kid Rock on the Super Bowl, but not for my dog. My dog gets all the vaccines. No, she's allergic to one of them. I don't know. What are the like early ones, like Bordetella or distemper? I don't know what any of these things mean, by the way. Bordetella sounds like Italian meat. I don't know. It's like
that sounds like something you would marinate.
Right. Oh, I had a beautiful Bordetella sandwich the other day. Or distemper is the other one. I don't know. She's tiny. My dog, when we first got her, she was 3 pounds, and her fucking face blew up. She had hives everywhere, and so we like rushed. We thought she was going to stop breathing. Like we thought she was like going to go into like shock. It ended up just being a topical reaction. As I'm in there, and I'm worried about my dog, but they quickly told me she's good. It's like we have to give her antihistamines and stuff. So now I'm like just waiting for them to do it. I'm like calm. So, man, this old couple brought in their big dog that got hit by a car, and they were pretty sure the dog was dead, but they didn't fully know the dog was dead. And they were sobbing, you know, they were heartbroken. This is their like 10-year-old dog that they've like shared like all these great times with. And it was so sad to watch. I've lost a dog too, but I lost it when I've only had one dog in my, you had dogs growing up, right?
Yeah.
I only had one dog in my life, and it was Sarah's dog. Like she had a puppy when I met her, and we had to put the dog down. He was in heart failure, so that was a whole other. I had to bring that dog in, and he was 15. He was in heart failure, and they, you have to like make the decision in the moment. They're like, oh, he's not gonna make it out. If he does, he's gonna die like tonight. He's in heart failure, so the humane thing to do would be like just to put him down because he's like struggling to breathe. And then I had to sit there and hold this dog. Well, my wife, by the way, who was her dog before, she was home with our baby at the time. She was less than 1, so I had to go alone. And it's like my stepchild, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have the dog from birth. I started at
right. Like there's an attachment, but it's not.
It's a strong attachment. It was 13 years together, right. Me and the dog, but she had the 2 years prior. So yes, it's like if you were the stepdad of a kid from when he was really little,
right?
Like that, right? So there's an attachment, but there's a feeling of like this is more her dog than my dog, although I felt super close to that dog. But it did feel a little bit like I was the stepdog dad, And there I am, and I'm holding it, and they give it the injection, and I'm heartbroken at the time. But it is pretty fucked up to hold anything as it takes its last breaths. Like if you've ever seen a person pass, if you've ever been there as a person passed, it's pretty life changing.
Yeah,
when you watch.
Didn't like half your family die in your house?
Like right in front of me. Yes. Well, half the family lived in the house.
Right.
So yes, half of them died in the house too. Yeah, that's true. I had an uncle who died downstairs. I had a grandmother. I've had a lot of people just die all around me. But then also like just even as I got older, I've watched people like, come off respirator and you're with them in their last moments and watch them take the like. I mean, it'll change your life. Like, it'll scar you watching somebody take their last breath. And to be honest, having a dog do it is almost more devastating. It's worse. They're so helpless. And there's that. I always think about. I never told my wife this. I always think about. There was a moment there when I'm holding the dog and they're like, we got to do this. They gave me a few minutes with the dog toward the end, and I was like just really sad with the dog, right? And then they come back in. I'm like, okay, let's do it, because then it was like I couldn't do it anymore. I was literally sitting there sobbing, holding this dog. I'm like, all right, it's time, right? He's struggling to breathe, and there's a moment where they're getting the needle in him for the injection, and he just looked at me, and I was like, it was this last moment of like, this is the one time I can't help you, buddy. like it was a really sad moment, and I think about that dog's eyes looking up at me like, you motherfucker, you fucking see what they're about to do. It's almost like he knew.
Yeah.
Did you fucking see what's about to happen? And I've thought about that dog looking up at me in that last moment a good 436 times. I think about it all the time. Every time I think of him, I think like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. You let him down. His last thoughts were probably like, I thought I was a good boy.
Yeah. I thought you were like dad. I called you dad.
Our dog has been with
That's
us.
so sad.
So our dog is 15 or 16, but I've only been in her life for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So I do feel an attachment to her. Mm-hmm. And I do love her. And I'm like the primary, like I'm the one that does, I'd say I do like 95% of the shit that she needs done. But I don't have that like real, like I'm not like, it's weird. It's like I don't feel like she's my dog.
Right. Because it was.
But I'm her, like
that's how it was with us.
She's starting to have separation anxiety from me.
From you.
Yeah. And I'm like.
Yeah, that's how it was with the dog.
But the thing is, she loves me because I feed her. I'll just be like, here, have bacon, but like. I'm doing it because I kind of want a new dog, It's like...
You're giving a lot of bacon. Yeah. You're like, let's speed this up a little bit. Let me tell you something. If you go out eating bacon... I mean, that's how Elvis went.
Yeah, that's...
Right? It's like,
that's dying doing what you love, dog.
Also for bacon. That would also apply to my fat ass. It'll be food related. I've said that before. My death will be food related, probably. whether it's in the moment or cholesterol. It'll be food related. But that's doing what you love for a dog. If you're giving a dog, I mean, if Elvis could go on the fucking toilet right after eating a fucking fried peanut butter and bacon sandwich, if it's good enough for Elvis, the king of rock and roll,
It's good enough for your dog.
It's damn good enough for a dog. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong there. Now
She's old, man. She's
how old now?
like 15 or
50.
16.
That's old for a dog. Yeah.
It takes her like 9 minutes to lay down.
Oh, dude, yeah, because it hurts to lay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my sister-in-law's dog is 18. She's got a dachshund that's 18 years old. This is like, this dog's lived so much, for a dog. Like, this dog knew that dog that I was talking about. That was like, they were friends in the 50s, according, in dog timeline. They used to spend the night out. And now he's just he's got those little dachshund arms, so it's like hard to even walk to begin with. And he just goes, like you hear him groan when he lays down, and he like puts his butt down first, and the rest of the body slowly follows. And because he's a dachshund, it's almost like a ice cream soft serve hitting the floor. Like it's like his ass goes down, and then he slowly goes, and then the rest of him plops down, and he's in pain to get up. I mean, when he has to go pee, and they let him out in their backyard, it's like a 10-minute ride. It's so hard to watch. I'm like, can you just pick him up and bring him out there? This is so hard to watch.
Yeah.
And I got my little dachshund who's 9 pounds. She's like a mini dachshund, and she's like full of life and energy. Fuck it. She's harassing the other dog. She's jumping on. I'm like, he's almost dead. Can you stop? You're going to step on an organ and fucking kill him. Like, you can't do. Could you imagine if you let your 5-year-old kid jump on an elderly lady? That's the equivalent of what my dog is doing to this other dog. So come on, play. Come on, motherfucker, play. And he's like, oh God. And he's got to be looking at her like, been there, done that. Okay, I've already done all this shit. I've shit on every tree. I've peed everywhere. I've humped everything. I've bit strangers. I've done all the things I can do in my life. You leave me alone and let me lay down until this family decides to put me down.
I just got bit by
a stranger,
by a shelter dog.
What, like at a shelter?
Yeah.
And I'm asking because I know that you frequent. It's a thing with you, like you frequent places that have animals that need help. This is a very odd thing about you.
I volunteer at a kennel, and I'll walk it's right by where my daughter lives. Mm-hmm. So
I can't believe that you volunteer at a kennel.
Why?
This is unbelievable.
Why is that? People get mad when I tell them that.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I've had
you mean because
you're volunteering?
Well, what do you mean? Well,
because I come from a family of like capitalists.
Oh, they get mad that you're not getting paid?
Yes. They're like, what do you mean they're like, what do you, so you go there and you walk dogs and nobody gives you money?
I think it's an incredibly noble thing to do. I'm just saying I can't believe you do it.
Oh, why?
That you get up, you remember.
Well, I pass it on the way to my daughter's.
Do you actually volunteer, or do you just stop in when you see your daughter and then you're like, oh, I'll stay here for a little bit?
I'll go, like, if I have to pick her up, I'll go an hour early. Yeah. And I'll get these dogs out of the cage.
Okay.
But I get bit a lot, and it's like I find myself making excuses for them. Like I feel kind of like a battered spouse.
Yeah. That's exactly what my wife and I do for our dog. Whenever she does something wrong.
Oreo bit me. I actually got a scar from one.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Oreo bit me, but it wasn't. He was stressed out. I was wearing that puffy jacket. I know he doesn't like puffy jackets.
It's not my fault. I was dressed like a whore.
Yeah.
It's not the dog's fault, okay? I looked really appetizing. Where do I get off walking around all slutty like that for a dog? You're victim blaming yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's been stressed out. He's got to live in that little cage. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, kennel life's pretty fucking tough. It's orphanage for dogs, you know? And
they get so excited when you take them out.
Yeah, because they're like, it's finally over. It's finally someone's come to take me away.
But even like just 20 minutes of running around in a yard.
That's what I imagine how it went for like old orphans in like the 30s, you know?
I don't think people came and played with orphans. Like,
yeah. When
could you walk? Could you like go walk?
I would imagine that there were many moments where a family went, let's see what's going on there. I want to adopt. Could I go check out the cattle? And they go, this little kid like, oh, hey.
Like you met with
you my new paw? You know? And then you're like, you're cute. No, he's dirty. I don't like that one.
But I feel like you probably met with a lady in an office and she showed you pictures.
That happens at kennels too.
No, but you go to but there's no like, hey, I'm here to play with the orphans. Let them out of their cage.
All right. It's not direct. It's not a direct comparison. Dogs and kids are a little different. Meaning dogs are better. Dogs are much better to be around than kids are. But I would think that's how it went. Like, because I think that's the energy that dog. When you go to a place, dude. When we got our current dog, Honey, when we got her, which by the way, I want to clear up. I didn't name the dog. All right.
No, that sounds like something you let your kid do.
My kid named her Honey. She wanted to name her Syrup.
That's terrible.
And I'm like,
I would take away her naming rights.
And I said,
I'd be like, you can name something again in a few years.
I said, you can't name her Syrup. And she said, why, Dad? And I said, because I know already I'm going to be the one walking the dog and a puppy's going to eat things that they're not supposed to. And I am not going to be walking down the block being like, no, Syrup, like a fucking crazy person. So no, I said, we could pick something similar. And we landed on Honey because it's similar texture to Syrup. This is literally how we got there. I'm like, it's kind of like Syrup.
You should have called her Aunt Jemima.
She is black, actually. So there was that.
Yikes.
What?
I don't think you can say that.
I can't say Aunt Jemima's black.
I don't think you can.
No, I just can't say I want to still have Aunt Jemima syrup. I think that's where the line is crossed. You're just not supposed to want the syrup anymore.
Do you remember when they were like, we're not going to have Aunt Jemima anymore? And then Uncle Ben's immediately was like, we'll get rid of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
If you want us to.
Right.
But was anybody clamoring for
any of them? Or for Uncle Ben?
For any, nobody was clamoring for Aunt Jemima to be replaced.
No, but I would imagine Aunt Jemima seemed like more of a character than Uncle Ben.
She was a real lady.
Aunt Jemima wasn't a real lady.
Aunt Jemima was a real lady.
I don't think that's true.
Her estate was not happy when they did it. They were like...
Is this real?
Yes.
This Aunt Jemima was a real lady. That wasn't just a character.
No, it was a real lady. Look that shit up. I don't know if it was like her syrup recipe. I don't know if she was out there tapping trees.
I'll say this before I even look it up. If she was real, they probably didn't give her a fucking dime.
That's the thing. It was like, hey, this is how she became famous. It was the syrup bottles. Black people, remember it was during Black Lives Matter. They were like, please stop killing us. And then they were like, okay, we'll get rid of the syrup lady.
Like, that's a hard one to commit to. So we're going to stop selling the syrup. Okay.
I read a whole long article about how the family...
It's not... Her name wasn't Jemima. It was a woman named Nancy.
Okay.
But it was modeled after a real woman. I think physically modeled after a real woman. But I don't think it had anything to do with her life. She was just like, she was a cook, prominent storyteller and cook. Nancy Green, a former slave, hired to be a living trademark for the R.T. Davis Milling Company's pancake syrup.
Think of that. Like, in one lifetime, you go from being a slave to you're on fucking syrup. You're the syrup lady.
Yeah.
In the aisle.
She's the Rosa Parks of breakfast.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
then people got together and were like, we don't want this syrup lady anymore.
He didn't approve of that. I said she's the Rosa Parks of breakfast. He was like, no, not so much. Right. Like that's an incredible life to have lived.
That woman, I read a whole thing.
Yeah.
Where it was like... So
the estate of the Nancy Green didn't want them to discontinue
we would like her to stay on the syrup bottle.
Yeah. And they were like, it's too much heat. We can't do it.
But there was no heat. Nobody was like, we got this fucking syrup lady.
There was probably a handful of tweets.
I don't...
In the same time that there were people wanted like the cheap, all the football names. There was a period of time where
how come only some teams...
Yeah, I know.
Folded to the pressure.
they're more woke. I don't know. With management more woke, I don't know.
Like the Chiefs were just like, we don't give a shit. We're not changing.
Yeah, the Chiefs are like, well, that's
Redskins folded.
True. Chief is not really derogatory. Redskin is. Redskins like a name calling.
Yeah.
Chief is not. Chief's actually a prestigious position in the tribe, right? If you think about it, it's not really saying anything wrong. There's an implication that you're like appropriating a culture,
right?
But chief is not nearly as insulting as you. I mean, look, anytime you call someone by the color of their skin, it's probably pretty bad.
Okay, I'll give you that. But
because I'm just trying to think, if you replace that with like brown skin or any other derogatory, you know what I mean? That's red skin is definitely not what Native Americans called themselves.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. So that's why they probably
the Indians. Mm-hmm. They had to change their name.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because also Native American, not Indian.
All right, but
that's also, you know what? Actually, I'm going to even say probably should have changed their name even without any woke culture, just on the historical knowledge of Indians not being Indian.
All right, but when they named them, they probably knew.
You're saying, well, no, the knowledge was there even when they named them. The knowledge was there when the Pilgrims realized they weren't in India.
It is funny that
they knew the whole fucking time.
Columbus just showed up and was like, fucking India.
Yeah,
check
right.
this out.
Yeah, and they were like, no. But they knew pretty early on, I'm going to say even back then, they're like, we did not find India. You know?
Yeah.
Like we did not find that. Kunal Arora was an Indian comic that I'm friends with, has a great joke about that where he's like, my people really dodged a blanket on that one. It's so good. He does a joke like every Columbus Day. It's so funny. Yeah, for sure. But you think Aunt Jemima should still be there? I don't know. As long as the syrup didn't change, I guess that doesn't really matter. I also think when people get outraged at that stuff, it's like the Cracker Barrel thing. When everyone's fucking up in arms about.
What did they do?
They changed their logo and they took the cracker guy off the barrel. They took the white guy off the barrel. I'm assuming he's the cracker.
Yeah.
That they were like, they wanted to make it like just the words. They took the logo, the guy with the barrel off, and they wanted to make it just the words of Cracker Barrel, which I feel like is just within the right of a company to do. And people lost their mind.
Imagine getting angry at that.
That's what I'm saying. And it was the same people who would have been like, no, the Chiefs shouldn't change their names. The Indians should, Aunt Jemima should, like all the people that would say don't change the names. This was not under any pressure of Cracker Barrel doing anything racist or anything like that. Cracker Barrel just wanted like to refresh their look. And they also remodeled, I think, the inside of some of the restaurants. They like tried to make it more modern. They were just trying to appeal. Now, is that a smart decision? Because who goes to Cracker Barrel? It's not young kids. It's like family. I think of like Midwestern families. Who's going to a Cracker Barrel, really? Like you might go on a road trip to I think I've only been in a Cracker Barrel on a road trip.
Yeah, if I'm on the road for comedy.
It's kind of like a funny thing to stop at. Oh, it's kitschy. Let's stop at a Cracker Barrel and have some fucking breakfast, right? That's when you go to a Cracker Barrel. So I don't know that but I guess they were just trying to appeal to a younger audience, which I feel like is probably a lost cause. You're not going to get like a bunch of, floppy haired Gen Zers be like, oh, I'm going to like a Cracker Barrel right now. Like they're like the people who are doing like food content on TikTok. They're not going to a Cracker Barrel.
No
one's going to a Cracker Barrel except for big families on their way to somewhere else.
I thought you were going to say big people.
Well, also, if you go to a Cracker Barrel regularly, you probably also go on Carnival cruises. If you get the drift of what I'm saying about the makeup of this person. If you've ever seen somebody have you ever seen one of those cruise ships dock?
Yes.
And then everyone walk off of it. And you're like, wow, how did that ship stay up?
Yeah.
How did that ship? I know it's a big ship, but that's a lot of cargo.
I've been on a cruise and I thought that like if Somali pirate, who was the Captain Phillips pirates?
Yeah, I think Somalian.
Like a dozen of them could take this ship.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because everyone would be like, oh, God. And they would definitely all be racist.
Yeah.
They'd all be Midwestern white people. They'd be like, say, let's build a wall in the ocean too. You know? Yeah, that would be a Carnival cruise. Carnival cruises sometimes almost take themselves out. Remember when there was a poop cruise?
Yeah.
Remember when they just one day the boat stopped working and they got stuck out there and they had no fucking way of getting them back, which seems insane to me. Couldn't they have sent another ship to just pick everyone up? They were just stuck out there.
There was some reason that they couldn't. I watched there's like a documentary.
There is a documentary. Yeah.
They said
Was it like
it turned in, by the end, it was like Caligula. Like this woman was talking about, they just opened the bar and we're like, fuck it. Here, everybody just drink. And everybody got hammered. And this one woman said that people were like having sex right out in the open because nobody could be in their rooms because there was no air conditioning.
Once
so
again,
everyone,
Carnival Cruise, gross.
Everyone dragged their mattresses out into the hallways and shit. And people, and it was like the fall of Rome. There was just shit and jizz.
It's just shit and jizz. Right, because the toilets weren't working. Like everything got backed up. They could everything stopped working on this fucking boat. And but I just never understood why they couldn't go get it. There's a reason. Was there like an international, you can't have two boats in the same area thing?
I don't know. I don't remember why, but it took
feels
several
pretty
days.
It seems like a simple solve.
Maybe they sent some, but maybe it just takes a few days to get there.
They were like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They were just out in the open sea.
They did eventually send somebody.
I remember being on a cruise once, and it was from New York. So like we had to go from New York all the way down to like the islands, you know. So it's kind of long. And we had like 2 solid days of just being at sea. I remember and there's a point where you're just in the middle between, you know, where Florida ends and the island you're getting to, and you're just at sea. And you're like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up actually. When you really think about it, like you're on the cruise and there's a fucking, you know, there's a hacky comedian on it. there's bad food. There's all this stuff, but there's a lot of lively stuff going on, right? They've got games for the kids when you're internal. But if you ever just stay there and look out the fucking window, especially at night, and you're like, I see nothing, and we can get, like, you just think like, this doesn't actually seem like a good idea. You know, you can have a moment of going like, we could just get swallowed up by the sea. This could be some Bermuda Triangle shit.
Yeah.
We could just get swallowed up. There's no one coming for us. Some Titanic shit could happen right now. And there's nowhere to go either way. Like we're too far from either point of land for anything to happen. That's stuff that you know, if you're high or drunk on that boat, you're going to think some weird shit like that.
Yeah. It's hard to smuggle weed onto cruises.
Yeah, any way you're traveling internationally, they're not going to really. Yeah, but is the security that big on the cruises?
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember. A long time ago when I went on one.
I feel like I remember them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you need a passport. You have to. It's like international travel. It is international travel, so you got to like. It's like airline rules, right? But for on a boat.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love my dog. That's really my point I was trying to make. I love my little dog. My dog's got an allergy. I'm circling back. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Oh, good. I think I speak for everyone.
You certainly speak for yourself. Ken, let's not do that again. Let's not, here's a new rule on the show. Let's not talk about dead dogs. It's way too depressing. We end up in weird territory. Let's not talk about dead dogs anymore.
I had a dog once that shit on the ceiling.
Wow.
She was epileptic, so she would run around. She would have a seizure, which would cause her to run around the house, and her tail would be flying back and forth as she...
Isn't that what hippos do with their tail? Like they shit and they smack, smack the shit as it's coming out of their ass?
So she would... I remember coming home from school one day, like elementary school, and my mom was on a stepladder scrubbing dog shit off the ceiling.
What kind of shit? Before you're a parent, you never think you're going to have a moment in your life where you're going to be scraping shit off of a ceiling.
Yeah.
That's the most mom moment that's ever.
Yes, no, and I remember saying, like, he's going to the farm in Pennsylvania, right? She was like, yeah, that's the end of this fucking thing.
I had a dog that I was talking about that passed years ago. He was so crazy, and he had surgery on his back. He had, like, burst a disc in his back, and he still had a long to live, so we got the surgery. And when he was in that, but he didn't want to be in that cage. And one time we had a camera on him. We watched him shit on the floor, and I swear it seemed real. Kick his feet, and he kicked the shit right through the cage and onto our wall. So we came home, there's just a stuck turd to the wall, and I thought that was crazy. But the ceiling, if you've got a dog shitting up to the ceiling, that dog's got to go. See, that's one where maybe I don't feel so bad in that room that day.
I loved that dog, but I knew I was like, I can't see my mom scrubbing shit off the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like having a sibling who's a heroin addict. You're like, I love you, but I can't be doing this right now. Well, guys, it's one of the more depressing episodes of A Bit Too Much. It's A Bit Too Much podcast and all the socials. Like, follow, and bye.